Hello, my friends. Nice to see you again. About a year ago, I introduced this book, The Diplomat in Japan, on my channel, and I'm holding the first edition copy of my prized copy of the first edition of 1921 now. And at the time, last year, I did not know who the previous owner written on the inside cover was. And I think now, with help from Mr. Burns, who has made a comment on the previous video, for which I can provide a link. I think I've now found out who it was. I think it was William Leonhart, who was a distinguished ambassador to US ambassador to Tanzania and later Yugoslavia. Although at the time when he wrote his name in this book, he was not an ambassador. And now I'm just going to show you, I'm going to share the screen to show you what was written in it until sometime yesterday. There you are. So I couldn't read his family name. I thought it might be an F. Turns out to be an L, and it's Leonhart. So it's William Leonhart, London, 1958. It says here, US ambassador to Japan. This is incorrect. He was never ambassador to Japan. He was ambassador, as I said, to Tanzania and Yugoslavia later on. And then I wrote, because I normally do this anyway as well, I wrote my name in the place of purchase and 1999. I had, in fact, bought it from Asian Rare Books in New York City, which I believe no longer exists. Anyway, that was the situation, and it was still a mystery. And finally, I realized that it might be an L, not an F. So then I looked for Lonhart and Lockhart, and I think finally I hit on, perhaps with the help of Google, I hit on Leonhart. And so the current situation is that I have added to the, in pencil, so it can be erased, of course. Let me show you what I have added to this book, which is now over 100 years old. There you are. So, can you see that? I hope so. Anyway, I will read what it says. Next to William Leonhart, it says, I've written in pencil, William K. Leonhart, 1919 to 1997. His papers are in John F. Kennedy Library, Columbia Point, Boston. And the 1958 was not quite, the 5 wasn't quite clear, so I've written that again. US ambassador to Japan, somebody else wrote that, and I've just written no. From 1959 to 1962, he was in Tokyo. But in 1959, he was the deputy chief of mission with the personal rank of minister. And in 1962, he was the chargé d'affaires. So that is the new information. And a little bit more information, apart from his role as ambassador, he was also special advisor on, I believe, on security to LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, the president, from 1966 to 1968. So really quite a special man. And if you look on the internet, you will find 1 or 2 photographs of him. And it's just interesting to me that he purchased this book in London in 1958. When he knew, presumably when he knew that he was about to be posted to Japan. So it was a kind of a preparation for his posting in Japan. That's the way I see it anyway. Perhaps other people can elaborate on this. But surely an interesting discovery. And I'm really pleased to have been prompted to go further to find out who exactly he was. And that the mystery is now solved. Okay, I think I'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching, and stay healthy. Bye now.